Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most powerful and popular programming languages on the entire planet, Python. It's the secret engine driving so much of the tech we use every single day, and we're about to break down exactly how it all works. I mean, seriously, have you ever stopped to think about it? How does Netflix just know what show you're going to want to binge next? Or how on earth does Google search billions of pages and give you the perfect answer in less than a second? That's not magic. And a huge piece of that puzzle is Python. All right, so let's do it. Let's pull back that curtain and get to know the language that makes all of this incredible stuff possible. So what exactly is Python? At its heart, Python is what we call a high-level programming language, and it's actually been around since 1991. But here's the thing that makes it so special. It was built from the ground up to be simple and human-readable. The code literally looks a lot more like plain English, which means you can build amazing things with way fewer lines of code. So why did it get so incredibly popular? Well, for one, it's just so easy to read and write, which makes it absolutely perfect for beginners who want to get up and running fast. It also has this massive, super active community, which means if you ever get stuck, an answer is pretty much always a quick search away. And maybe the biggest reason of all, powerful libraries. Think of these like pre-built toolkits of code that let you do really complex stuff like data analysis or AI without having to build everything from scratch. And we're not just talking about hobby projects either. We are talking about the absolute titans of the tech world. Google, Netflix, Instagram, Spotify, they all depend on Python for really critical parts of their business. That's about the biggest vote of confidence you can get. Okay, enough talk. Theory is great, but the best way to really understand a language is to, actually use it. So let's write our very first program. It's a classic tradition for anyone who's starting to code. And that's it. Seriously, one single line. Print is basically a command that tells the computer, hey, display something on the screen. And the stuff inside the parentheses and quotes, that's exactly what you want it to show. It's clean, it's simple, it doesn't get more direct than that. And when you run that one little line of code, this is what you get. Just like that, you've given the computer an instruction, and it listened. It did exactly what you told it to do. That right there is the core idea behind all programming. You've just taken your first and most important step. All right, so now that we can make the computer talk, let's teach it how to remember things. And that brings us to one of the most fundamental ideas in all of programming, variables. The best way to think about a variable is just like a labeled box. You give the box a name, maybe something like user age, and then you put a piece of information inside it, like the number 25. Now, anytime you need that piece of information later, you don't need the number itself. You just need the label on the box. But the computer needs to know what kind of information you're putting in that box. Is it text? Is it a number? That's where data types come in. The big ones you'll see all the time are strings for any kind of text, integers for whole numbers, floats for numbers that have a decimal point, and booleans, which are quite simply just true or false. Okay, so we can store data. Now things are about to get really, really cool. Because once we can store data, we can start building programs that feel alive. Programs that can ask for input, programs that can make decisions, and programs that can do repetitive stuff automatically. So how do we make a program interactive? Well, we use a command just like this one. The input function tells the program to pause, show a message to the person using it, and then just wait. Whatever that person types in gets saved into our name variable, our labeled box. And this right here, this is how a program thinks. Using an if-else statement is like creating a fork in the road. The program checks a condition. In this case, is the number in the age box 18 or higher? If the answer is yes, it does one thing. If the answer is no, it does something else. That's decision-making, plain and simple. Now, what if you need to do something not just once, but say 100 times or even 1,000,000 times? You're not going to write the same line of code over and over again, right? Of course not. That's where loops come in. They are the absolute heart of automation. Check out this simple example. For I in range 5 is basically telling the computer, hey, I want you to count from 0 to 4, and for each of those numbers, I want you to do something. That something is print I. So what happens? The computer prints 0, then 1, then 2, 3, and 4. All of that with just 2 lines of code. Now imagine what you can do when you scale that idea up. This is how Netflix can loop through millions of movies to find recommendations for you. So let's just take a step back. We've talked about variables, decisions, and loops. They might seem like really simple ideas, but these are the literal building blocks, the Legos, if you will, that you can combine to build all of the incredible apps we use every single day. So, with these building blocks, what can you actually build? Honestly, almost anything you can imagine. You can build websites. You can analyze massive amounts of data for science. You can write little scripts to automate boring tasks on your computer, all the way up to building the kind of artificial intelligence that is changing our world as we speak. Python is right there at the center of all of it. So there you have it. You've seen the fundamental pieces, and you've now officially written your first line of code. You're on the path. So the only question left is the one right here on the screen. What are